Okay. Actually, what's the scenario is up to 6 rounds probably. I have 5.5 in which only one guy was who only one guy was actually won all the rounds. So he was more likely to win the title. So we all still had some kind of chance. The thing is, probably three or four players, including me, had 5.5, which means the main fight is going for the top five players, right? So others who are in 5 points do have some kind of slight chance if they actually win all the 3 rounds. So all I need to do is just to overcome the first one, or even if it's a clash, probably I might actually win the tournament. The reason is my bushels was quite strong. The reason is I've already played against 217 in which I won against 17. So right now I was actually paired against 1500 because due to some kind of color mismatch, and also um, the players who are in 16 and 17 were being paired each other to the nearby board. Actually, I'm on I think board number two. Yeah, board number three, board number four. In board number three, board number four were probably 1500 and 1000. Yeah, in that range. Only in board number one, the strength was kind of strong, like 1600 versus 1700 players. So yeah. So I'm not actually regretting against this opponent. So what I just so since I need to play for when I just started with B3 as usual when you're playing against a uh, when you're playing against a low rated player. B3, E5, Bishop B2, F3, F6. F6 was too awkward. So generally what players actually be playing is playing some kind of D5 variations. So F6 was kind of too awkward. So what I should initial thought was uh, generally you can have play e5 and that's really queen h5, right? So if I do something like that, he'll be playing g6, bishop g7, something like this. So probably I have bishop c4. I wasn't sure, probably I should have gone in this variation. What it was, I went for casual standard d3. Actually it is an inaccuracy. I should have gone for e4 d5 takes. Yeah. So after this, I can simply go for triple zero and I can do anything I want. So his king will be kind of inactive. So yeah, d3, e5, d. So these are kind of standard. So I have no idea what is actually doing with knight d7. Okay, knight d7 is a only move. Knight d7 was seriously I have actually no idea what is actually trying to do. If I was him, I would have gone for f4. I mean sorry, yeah, c4, c5, and then knight c6, which actually grabs major of the center. But he actually didn't do it. He went for knight descent. So the reason I'm opting for c4 knight c6 because I can go for queen d7 if I'm castling, and then bishop h6, taking my light square to bishop. If he actually managed to exchange my light square bishop, probably he might win the game. The reason is that my light square bishop is the one. Yeah, as I used to tell, when you're playing from white, mostly your light square bishops are one of the most active pieces. You don't want to give it that. So in front 97, castle, castle, e4, d5, things. So now his pawn situation is kind of bad. So I just need to find a way to exploit this one. Knight h4, x1, f4, g4. So here what I should have done is I should have simply taken the pawn. I just went for knight f3. I should have simply taken the pawn. The reason is why I didn't do is I was scared that he will go for exchange and queen f8, and after exchange rook f8. Let me do exchange pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Uh, Knight f3, g5, knight h4. Rook takes, probably queen takes, queen f1, queen e2, if I don't want to exchange this one. So you will probably go for queen g7 or something like this. If I go for rook f1, there is rook f8. So moreover, my c pawn is kind of hanging if I go for queen takes f1 in the first place. So bishop takes f1. So I don't want to go this type of line. But the thing is, why I should have gone is if I'm actually closing this position, but I really don't have any play on the queen side. So I was aware of it, but I really have no idea. So I just don't want to think for a long time. This is not a 90 plus 30, right? So I just went for knight f3. So I wasn't actually planning to close on playing f5. I just want to keep the as position as possible, such that I always have this taking options. So even for bishop g4, queen d2. So here also I should have done this, done this one, and I probably should have gone for queen d2, attacking this pawn. He would have gone for h6. Maybe sack actually might work. Yeah, sack might actually work. So what I'm should take, pawn takes. Oh, f5. Either pawn takes queen d2, h6, knight takes pawn. So probably instead of h6, yeah, instead of h6 he doesn't have anything, right? Yeah. Oh, okay, he had knight c6. Yeah, he still lose the pawn. Come on. This is not different. This is definitely not 1500 level. So even if you manage to play this one, yeah, this is definitely not 1500 level. Okay. Hmm. Even with 2 points up, okay, he's having a piece up. Yeah, this is not human. This definitely not a human play. So went for queen d2 directly. Probably I should have taken this one. I should have at least thought about this one. Pawn takes, knight f5. So here I played h3 first. I should have gone for f5 directly. I played h3 first. Mm, so here f5. So what I actually expected was bishop takes f3, f takes g6. Okay. So now here he can't actually, the main initial plan for him is knight f5. I can simply take this one. If he takes this knight takes bishop, I have queen. First I have knight e6. Queen b6. I can simply take this knight. Let's say he is going for queen e8. I can simply take this one to check. Queen trying for rook g1. That's a checkmate threat. So there are few problems for him. So it is not kind of easy to play. So he realized it too late. So he was forced to go for knight e7. I went for a4, b4, a5. The reason for f is I'm just trying to expand the queen side, which means I can go for future rook here and might take the pawn. Uh, I just want to keep pressure on both sides. Yeah. Okay, the reason for rook f2 is I want to move the queen somewhere else. So his rook is kind of active on a c2, right? So I just want to make sure that my rook is protecting this one. Instead of rook c1, rook f2 seems better. So that is the only reason. If I play rook c1, where's my bishop is actually going? My bishop is already locked. My bishop, this bishop can be activated by only by playing bishop c1 and bishop somewhere here. So this is what I thought. Takes, queen h1, queen h5. So here what should I actually play? Play this king h1, rook g8. So here I should have gone for queen h4. So queen h4, queen g7, rook g7, queen f7. Sorry, not queen f7 by the way. Just queen e7. I don't want to give an exchange here. So the game, actually, I thought up to this point, but I don't see any way to create more chances. Yeah, the game is obviously +1 because of the double bishop. So probably I can actually reroute my bishop here to here. Okay, what's the actual plan? I that's the problem, right? So yeah, if it is a 90+3, I can track this game out. I can have gone for these type of variations. So anyway, if you know me, I generally don't give my queen. So I went for bishop h5. I knew that is going to be queen exchange. So what is actually going on my opponent's mind is firstly, almost all the top players know I was kind of strong player because I was kind of dominating the tournament from the beginning. So I didn't lose a single game after this one, right? So my opponent thought, okay, taking a draw against me is a kind of good one. Even he is actually kind of a little low rated, which means probably he'll be getting 0.8 or 0.4 rating points if he actually hold a draw against me. So in for queen g7, I took this one. King takes bishop c1, bishop h5. Up to this point, I did calculate. So rook g. I calculate everything before the queen exchange itself. I know this game was kind of plus position. Bishop f1. Yeah. Here I know I should. Okay. Is there any I'm gonna check my sequence? Go for bishop f1. So this pawn is. I want to make this pawn weak. Now bishop e1. So what I should thought was he might I should go here. If he should go here, bishop check, king here, and then probably I can take this knight first. Knight takes, and then here check. Wherever the king goes, he will be losing the rook. So king here or king here. So anyway, I thought that this will be winning, but the thing is, he can simply play rook c1, sacrificing the pawn temporarily. I took this one. I should have. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. But I don't know what I should do. Yeah, I don't know. This makes some logic sense, right? So he simply played rook g7. What I should have done, yeah, what I should have done is probably push this pawn or something. I don't know what I don't know. Probably pushing the pawn is actually good, right? Yeah, simply sack the rook. Yeah, pushing the pawn is good. The reason is if you take this one, I can simply. Uh, Wait a minute. What's the point? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Uh, okay. Once h4 bishop check. King here, rook check. King here, rook takes pawn. Okay, almost everything's being crushed. What I thought after the game is probably what I should have done is not taking this one. I should have taken this pawn first. So uh, um, sorry. So maybe this position is kind of easier for me to play. This position is kind of easier for me to play. Yeah. Uh, this should also work. Okay, wait a minute. Why not just simply take this pawn? Okay, this is a draw. So probably I should have gone for this one. Even this one is also kind of somewhat better. Yeah, this knight will be passive, but it's kind of hard to win in this position. So what actually happened was I took this one, I took this rook. If you see closely, his two knights are being blocked, right? So I just simply marched the queen, king. What I should have done is I should have pushed this pawn first. If he had played this one, his king is simply stuck. He definitely need to give some pieces. This is what I should have done. Bishop f8. So this is completely winning, right? So this is what I thought. So but I don't know, for some reason I played h4. H4 he played a6. Oh my god, I should push that pawn first. I literally through this position. Yeah, this is a plus position. The reason is what I should have done is probably I should have gone for bishop c5. Takes knight g7. Yeah, now the double bishop is kind of active, so this is still winning. This is what I should have done. So I was in some kind of frustration. So I just went for queen king g4. I still didn't go for this one. I pushed this one. This is a huge blunder. This game is just kind of zero. A6. Yeah, there is nothing I can do actually. Yeah, what I can actually do, even if you should keep on actually playing some kind of engine moves, this I should draw. Yeah, I did see this type of variation. Yeah, I did saw this one. Probably he can take. Okay, he can take this one. He will, oh oh, this one is actually winning. Huh? Okay. Ah. Okay. Looks like I just asked the draw in a winning question. This is really horrible, right? So I did thought up to this point I did thought up to this point to sacrifice, but I wasn't sure whether I was winning or not because my evaluation was too bad up to this point. Yeah, I just gave him a draw in a completely winning position. Probably I should have pushed for a win. So that was so horrible for me. So maybe if it was spent because some kind of a round 3 or round 4, I might have won this position. Um, from here. Yeah. So okay, the game entered, now I'm in round eight. So before I start playing round eight, one thing is for sure. Firstly, my evaluation is kind of bad. For either I'm tired or something, my evaluation is kind of bad, which means you can't play some kind of insane chance like some kind of double edge position. Probably your evaluation might be bad, or you'll be losing some kind of simple tricks, which actually happened this round. I just got panic at some point. Yeah, the last three rounds is not for me. Generally, I used to screw up the last three rounds. So yeah, so when I see this guy, I don't want to push for a win because the last game was completely winning. So I just don't want to push this for a win. The reason is first is this guy's higher headed. Secondly, if I'm survive with the draw also with this game is actually yeah, I'm completely fine. I don't want to go for title right now. The reason is yeah, I'm just moving out of form, or you can actually say I'm just done with the chess right now, right? Yeah, my mind is actually yeah, my mind is filled with not filled with thoughts. Actually, my mind is actually kind of done with the chess right now. So you can't keep on giving so much pressure in your brain. So let's strategically thinking, okay, let's play simple. Even for knight f3 clearly knows that this guy actually really wants to win. So he really wants to go for a pure middle game, like a complicated middle game or something like that. Which means this is really not good, not good for me. And for knight f6, even for d4, okay, what I thought was that this game is going to convert into kings in defense. I have played so many kings in defense, so this should not be um, let's say this should not be so surprised that this is this should not be so new to me, such that the middle game I should be knowing. So I went for g6, bishop f4. Bishop f4, I really hate this line. The reason is he's not actually going for kings in it. This guy is actually going for a London system. London system is really hard to play from black. There'll be only plenty of a few ideas. The position is really hard to win the position. So the problem is the game should be going for a draw. I am actually happy with it. C3 D, yeah, upper D5 E3 H6. Yeah, here my opponent played bishop G3. Actually, I was really scared of what happened if I should play this one. Well, actually, I thought of coming this back. The reason is I can't take this one. So after this, the problem is there's a G4 move here. I don't know how let's say H3. See, yeah, this is the problem actually. I don't want to go to the go to this type of position. This doesn't look nice, right? So actually, this position is actually nothing. This position is a dead zero because my knight will be jumping like anything. So this should not be a problem. But in my mind, yeah, my evaluation is already bad. Things are not actually going my way. Actually, things are going my way one way or other. But thing is, my evaluation is bad. But which means you'll be having a huge amount of pressure. You'll be seeing some kind of boogeyman which is not actually there. So yeah. Even though bishop g3, I was really happy about it. I just took this bishop instantly. And for center break, takes, queen c2. So here I had a few options. Generally, bishop g7 is the most bishop. Wait a minute. Bishop g7 is the most natural move. What I thought was okay. He has some kind of sacrificing point. I am also having some kind of sacrificing point. So what I thought was okay. Why not try to convert this double edge position? Clearly, this is not a bad idea. So, I mean, this is not a good idea. But right now, there's no huge threat. Right, there's only one sacrifice. But I really don't choose it because I have two strong bishops. Yeah, this bishop's not really doing anything. But it will be. I thought this bishop might save my game. And for queen e7, the idea is let's say he plays some kind of queen b3 move. I can simply sack this pawn. Let me tell you what is actually happening. Queen b3, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes check, king h, queen takes bishop, knight f3. So I just got 2 points. Right? This is one of my ideas. Probably my opponent is 1700, so which he will have also seen this one. So I just want to create as many ideas as possible. So in time pressure or maybe maybe my opponent actually might forget this type of tactics and he might actually throw his game. So I was actually thinking in similar sense kind of way. Even for knight f3. The reason for bishop d6, I still want to keep this sack in the future. E4, e4 through everything. So e4 actually I thought my opponent wants a draw. So now I can't actually read my opponent probably. Maybe I'm tired or something. I can't read my opponent probably whether he wants a win or he wants a draw. Up to this point, up to queen suit, I thought he wants a win. At the opening he played knight f3. I thought he wanted to win. So way he converted to bishop f4. I thought he wanted to draw. So first queen c2, I thought he wanted to win. So now he's playing e4. E4 is kind of drawish land because yeah, uh, it helps. Firstly, there is no center right now. So now yeah, everything's actually completely zero because I don't see any sacrifice and I don't see any attack. The only problem for me is my this bishop is not being active. Moreover, I don't have a good place to keep this bishop. Probably I can keep this one, but I'll be hanging this pawn. So yeah, I have some kind of small problem, but it's not a problem because his rooks are not so developed to exploit this type of weakness. So I just played yeah, he played rook f1, I played queen f6. So what actually happened was he ended rook d1. The reason is I really don't know the reason. He just want to act with the pieces. I just have no idea. So I went for a5. So the purpose of a5 is okay. If you have no idea, I used to say people that either push the h pawn or you push the a pawn. It might be useful in the future. I mean, future means it may be useful in the end game. So this is one of metrics which I used to follow. Even for c4, so c4 is kind of problem for me right now. So the next move for him is probably he's going for a bishop c5. That's not a single good place for me to keep this bishop. Bishop e7 it looks awkward. Bishop e5 is another looks awkward. Probably he may take and go for the sack or something like this, or go for this one. So you don't want to go for this. So I went for c6. Here my opponent played queen c6, queen c3. What I should have done is I should have gone for yeah. Here my opponent played queen c3. What I should have done is first I expect bishop c5 bishop c7. He didn't play according to this engine line. I didn't calculate deeply, but I know I can manage this question. Probably I should have taken this one. Then I should have taken this one. I'm at least getting a pawn. But yeah, okay, I might not get taken this one if I calculate deeply. So I don't know what I would have done. So this is one variation. Yeah, I might have kept this position because double bishops, the bishop knight is always good. I might even push this game for a win in the future. So even for the queen c3, queen c3, I had a move as bishop b4, bishop b4. He can take the queen, I can take the queen. My king will be in the center. If you actually look at some kind of basic endgame concepts, the the more the king actually is in the center, you can actually confidently actually go and exchange the pieces. Probably since the king is on the center, it can either move to the king side or the queen side, which means the king will be too active than your opponent's king, which is a bad news for for your opponent. So this is one thing. Moreover, after the exchange, you need to move the rook because my bishop will be on the b4. So yeah, this is what I was thinking initially, but since our evaluation is too bad at that moment. I mean, I did thought about this, but I don't want to think long because I was already kind of tired by playing 2 days, especially when in the top scenario. Especially when you are playing last 2 last 3 rounds, you won't be actually playing in the energy as you are playing in the first round. So that's my point. So I just took the queen pawn takes. So I just want to know. I just want to ensure that I at least have a mm, draw scenario in this question. Because last time I was in a completely winning position, I just gave a draw. So after the huge miss, yeah, I was in a frustration. I really don't want to. Uh, I couldn't play like I used to play. I played bishop c5, knight here, rook e8 actually makes sense. The thing what actually I thought is he's going yeah. Anyway, he's going for knight e7. That makes sense, right? So what I thought is if you go for knight takes e7 and rook will be jumping and so that's some kind of problem here. So what I thought was in a rook e8, if you play knight e7, bishop takes, rook takes. Uh, I can't play f4 immediately, but what I can actually do is I can play rook here, rook here. So now his bishop is hanging. He can't play f3. because my bishop is pinning the king. So this is the type of calculation which I thought, which means he can't actually take this pawn so easily. King f1, f3, rook here. So this another version which I thought, which means this game is a dead draw. I'm really happy with the draw, especially when you're playing with the black and you're really not having a good day, especially at the start of the day is really bad. So I'm actually happy with the draw. But what he actually did is he just had only 5 minutes. I had probably 14 or 15 minutes in the clock. Uh, what I actually did is he just sacked the knight. I thought I was missing something. My brain got panicked. I don't know what I was doing. This guy was thinking about probably 4 or 5 minutes and he sacked the knight. I thought I missed something, but I couldn't see anything properly. I don't see how is he going to capitalize. Actually, the one thing is what he can do is if I take the knight, this will be a huge blunder. Bishop there's a sack. This is forced, but only if you should take the knight. But what I can actually do is, yeah, I didn't calculate more deeper in this question. What I actually did is, uh, I knew there was actually rook takes bishop. I just played it immediately. I didn't calculate much because he was in a huge time pressure. He was in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I thought he might miss this one. But what I had something even more better. That is bishop g4. Since he can move this one, the idea of let me tell you the idea of knight f7. Knight f7 is after takes rook takes. I think he calculated this one. Uh, rook takes king takes. Probably he can go for rook d. Wait a minute, not rook d. Yeah, check on now rook d8. So which means my bishop is blocked, right? My bishop actually come out easily. So the other ways I can actually simply go for g6. Let's say we play like this. If I go for bishop g7, he simply check and take the bishop. So this is actually I'm losing. I'm completely losing. His two rooks are much stronger than my rook and bishop. So I knew my bishop is actually kind of stuck. So that's a problem. So what I should have done is instead of rook takes e4, I should immediately release this one, which means that my rook is already connected, so I don't be having a future problem like this. So he had knight e6, bishop takes rook, knight takes rook, rook takes knight. He can't take. Yeah, this is just a deeper calculation. I didn't even care to think because he was on a huge time pressure. Moreover, that rook takes bishop actually works well. So yeah, as I said, my evaluation was bad. I couldn't do anything. I was just kind of lucky to capitalize this position. He took with the rook. I took the knight check. Even for rook d8, I thought, okay. My point is, how is he actually going to win this position? That's the question, right? How is he going to win the position? I don't see a clear cut win. Firstly, his pawn and the queen side is gonna be. So the only way this pawn will be active is only if I play b5 and break the position by myself, which is a huge blunder. Not a huge blunder. I'm just giving my opponent few chances. That's really not a good idea. So what I can actually play? So can he actually come inside and give me check something? My bishop is actually covering really well. If he goes here something like that, yeah, that's no problem. Either way, I really don't see any problem. So how is there any check on here and here? So this point is covered by bishop. This point is covered by bishop. So I literally didn't see any type of threats. I thought okay, at least I still have a draw. But I just want to push this game for a win because since I'm not losing, I can play for win. So I went for g5. Rook f3 was being played. Uh, Rook f3 was the expected one. Engine says rook e4. Rook e4, king f2. It doesn't make any sense, right? It didn't make any sense for me. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, right. It didn't make any sense for me. Uh, Engine sacks the bishop. Wow, this is brilliant. Engine sacks the bishop. Yeah, actually, this doesn't make any sense, especially when you're playing in 30 seconds. Or, yeah, this case, I only 20 to 30 seconds in this position. I expected rook f3. That was a kind of natural move. I played a4 just to make sure the if I get some kind of chance to release this bishop, I can sack this. Yeah, these pawns are kind of weak, so So anyway, pushing this pawn will make sense. G4. He doesn't have any more. The point is he really doesn't have any more. So actually he can go for rook here. So what actually happens is I will simply go for bishop f4. If he takes this rook, I will simply take this rook. So which means he has so many problems here. So g4 did make sense. Actually, I can't take this pawn. He will take this rook. I will take this rook. He will take the bishop. So which means I will be playing against rook versus bishop. This is really not a good idea. Okay, I might push this pawn. Okay, how am I going to make the queen? My king need to go here, 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 here. So this is how I can make a queen. So this is completely insane, right? So this is clearly not going to happen. So what I should remember, I just went for a3. King f1. Ah, this is the moment I got scared. The reason is I can't actually activate my king. I really don't have anything. So now I play b6. Uh, Before making the king e1, he he literally thought he just did something like this. The reason is what I actually thought was I will play bishop b6, b7. So since he did this, uh, he's actually trying to play psychologically. What he's actually trying to do is he wants me to think that he blundered, which means I will play bishop b7 instantly. He can give a check and he will take the bishop. So he did some kind of cheap tricks. I'm not blaming him because he was a higher rated player. Yeah, he probably needs to. Yeah, this is really not a bad idea, especially when you're completely losing. I went for bishop e7. Now I can go for bishop e7. If you play for rook e1, I go for bishop f6, and I have bishop b7. The reason is uh, the problem I can't play bishop b7 because I had a check, right. So now once I give this once I chase this rook out of the way, I can play bishop b7 easily. So the rook on e8 can't go to rook on d7. So okay, he want to can he actually go for rook d8? That is also not possible. So yeah, everything is quite kind of in a bad scenario for him. So I went for bishop e7. I thought it was a natural move. What engine wants me to go? Okay, great. Yeah, great plan for engine. Yeah, I thought bishop e7 was a natural. And for rook e8, bishop f6, this was also natural for me. Engine wants to go for bishop c5. I can't take a repetition move. He already asked it to try. I just declined it. I just want to try for more. Especially when he was in a 30 or 40 seconds. You don't want to repeat moves and actually you don't want to give him some kind of time. Bishop f6, rook d3. Rook d3 I thought it was a natural move. What engine wants is some kind of a king d2, c5. This is equal according to engine. I don't know how. When you are playing against double bishop with a single rook, probably you should be winning one way or other. Rook d3. So now my both bishops are returned. Now I can move my bishop wherever I want. I play this one. So if he actually takes this, I have bishop at a2. So I can simply take this and I can also take this a2 whenever I want because his king is too far to protect this pawn. So takes. He tried for king c2. I really don't blame him. Trying to capitalize this weakness. So I just take this pawn. The reason what he thought was he can actually play rooks f1. The reason is the bishop is covering. He can't do anything. Sorry, this was not the move. King b2, king g5. So he resigned to this position. What he actually thought was he can actually simply go for rook g8. The thing is he can't actually go again. This bishop is covering. His king is being locked. His rook is practically doing nothing. Just going rook e1, rook e8. He can't actually go on. He can't actually protect anything. So probably I will create another new pass in the future. Once you have threatened both sides, I might get this rook for free or rook for this one. So after this, my king will be walking all over board and I'll probably take this pawn. Or I can even come and once the rook is gone, I can simply sack this bishop and simply promote the queen. Anyway, it's winning. He always may even 1,400 return no. So he simply resigned. So after that, I did talk to him about the game. What he actually told me was he was winning on round number six, which was actually happened yesterday night. So yesterday means day number two night. So what he actually thought was he was completely winning position. He made a huge blunder and he lost the game, it seems. So he was actually mentally he was really upset and he wanted to win each and every game. He actually wants to win the entire title. So that messed up the line. So actually when he was playing against me, he literally don't know whether he wants to play for a win or play for a draw. Actually the reason is firstly I'm a low rated player, which means he wants to play for win. But my performance too good. So getting a draw is a good way, especially when you're playing against a player whose form is very good at a tournament. Okay, draw is okay. At least when you know your opponent is kind of strong, his moves are kind of good. Your draw is good. But after he thought, okay, I'm playing from white. Draw is not good. Yeah, draw doesn't make any sense. He wants to play a push for a win. So the thing is, actually, it happens to me many times. I'm not blaming him. So you need to take one thing. Are you playing for a draw? Are you playing for a win or something like that? So if you're actually playing for a win, you don't go for a London system. I asked him, okay, you play night of three and you play night London system. Why do you do that? Actually, what he thought was he wants to play for if he wants to play for the G3 initially. Anyway, I'll be playing G6. He thought the game will be going for symmetric position, and he told me it might be get boring. Okay, it might be getting boring. So then he could have gone for B3, Bishop B7. It might be kind of interesting or something, or A4 or H4 or something. He can make the game interesting, but going for a London system is not actually a good option. That doesn't make any some kind of interesting part. I don't see how he's going to win. Yeah, he just got confused too much, and mental pressure already actually is actually kind of killing him. And he literally told me that if I drew against you, I would have won the last game for sure. Yeah, maybe the tournament. Yeah, he was actually playing quite good. In the previous run, I did see his board while I was playing in the last two or three runs. Uh, so he was actually kind of confident, but he just don't want to get a draw from white. It makes sense, right? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes actual things messes up with your brain. Everything's crashes. So I'm playing as a playing in a round number nine. I was playing against 1664. He is also higher rated. So the scenario was, yeah, I think I think four players on round number seven. Here I was in a rank one position. Uh, in the first board, the guy with the five and a half actually won the game. Sorry, not sorry. The guy with the six won the game. Sir, I don't know. I don't know what are the points. The thing is, the guy who was in the leaderboard actually lost the game, I think, and after that, yeah, something like that. So there are four members who were in 7 points out of eight, in which what was actually going on is uh, my bushels was too strong and I'm ranked number one. So I know is if I drew this game, if the other two players drew the game, so I mean other three players drew the game, which means I'm pretty sure I'm getting the title. The people who are in six and a half winning the game and coming to seven and a half probably won't be getting the title because my bullshits are already quite good. So I had this in mind. So what actually happened was when I was sitting in the position, I was actually playing in board number three. Even though I was in rank one, I was actually playing in board number three. The reason is since with the color mismatch, I was paired with the guy who was actually in six and a half positions, six and a half points, and I was in 7 points. So other two, yeah, the two players from my left side was 7 points. I just saw their faces. The first two bets I just saw the faces. They really don't want to play for win. Yeah, if they lose, they are actually losing some kind of major amount of cash money. So playing for a draw is actually giving some 10,000 or 8,000 or 9,000 cash money. So they are actually happy with it. So they want to play quite safely. I did see this look on the face. I just talked to them casually. Yeah. One thing is almost everybody is actually kind of nervous. It's nervous. Generally, what actually happen is lower rated players will be nervous against higher rated. Higher rated will be mainly focused on winning against lower rated. But this was not the scenario. This was a final round, and this was not the scenario. They just want to play as safely as possible. I looked at it, so I thought before this game, I spoke to yeah. especially when you're leaderboard, especially when you're rank on many players will come and speak today. One guy told me that you will be winning this tournament easily. I asked him why. They told me that your opponent will actually blunder the game for free. I really didn't understand because looks like my opponent actually gave a free game against him by actually blundering a piece it seems. But it happens to everyone. Everybody. I can actually take the fact that I can actually win the tournament. So the other guy came and told me that this guy play really good. This guy plays Sicilian Dragon. The fun fact is I actually prepared Sicilian Dragon really well. If you want to know my preparation, you can actually go to my studies. Here, Sicilian Dragon, Yugoslav attack. I made so many sub variations. I almost saw any. I almost written each and every sub variation. I followed a chessable course from Anish Giri. So yeah, I felt some quite confidence about it. So the game started. As expected, it was a Sicilian Dragon defense. So I was confident. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to go with my preparation. I might even win this game. If I win this game, I'm pretty sure. If I lose this game, I'm at least fifth or fourth place. So okay, the game is going to be interesting. Bishop d7 f3, queen d7, e5. So I went for the sideline h4. I was quite prepared for it. So what I actually thought is that there are a few moves like h5. Uh, h5 is a move. Pawn takes pawn is a move. Actually, pawn takes away instead of knight takes knight. I have prepared for h5. You can simply take this one g5. So this is the type of actual variation which I planned. He can actually simply go for h5. I had g4 takes h4 takes knight takes pawn. So if it takes this one, probably yeah this doesn't this should not be problem I think. So yeah, e5 makes sense because you don't want to give a task to bishop, otherwise your position will be collapsed. So this trap the rook. So I had some kind of yeah my preparation was good. As I told you before, my preparation was good. The question is I read the only thing I was actually praying to myself. Only thing I was actually focusing to myself was I don't want to I don't want to forget any variation and I don't want to mess up the game. Here for e5. E5 I was completely shocked. First he was actually giving the center pawn. Secondly, I really have no idea. This is the only line which I didn't even prepare for. He played confidently and immediately. Okay, this is the plot twist, right? He didn't actually get trapped in my preparation. I got trapped in his preparation. So okay, let's play simple. I simply took the knight takes knight, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes knight, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn. He simply sacked the pawn. I still didn't understand. I thought, okay, am I actually losing some kind of piece in the cross? Am I actually losing something? I really don't know. Okay, one thing for sure is my queen set is quite open. Probably he's going to arrange the rook and I'm going to attack the queen set. Then if I'm losing, probably I need to analyze this variation actually quite clearly. Knight takes. Even for queen c7, I I still didn't understand. Okay, why is actually giving the rook for free? I thought for 3 or 4 months. So the plan is once I take this rook, actually the game should be zero. I think yeah, game should be zero. Bishop c5, queen takes rook, bishop f8, bishop e3. After this, I thought after this my mind completely blocked everything. The reason is I couldn't think anything and I if it is yeah if it is actually probably like third or fourth round I might go gone for this. Okay, let's play double rook versus double bishop. I really enjoy playing this type of question. If we go for this, I can go for this one. That's a huge check. The game might be zero. Yeah, it is kind of risky to play, especially when it's two bishops is active than yours. Moreover, queen is on outside and your rook is actually complete defensive. You don't want to go into this type of position. I really don't know what was actually going in my mind. So I thought for minutes. So I went for queen c5, queen b7. So I could have simply actually improve my pieces. So since my evaluation is too bad, generally I know this is a kind complete plus position. Yeah, yeah. If I'm really good with this what I'd have done. So probably actually he had e5. That is one variation I was scared of. Uh, bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, uh, queen takes, pawn takes. So this is one variation, but I don't know what was actually going on. Okay. I saw the bone number one, bone number two. Bone number two, I know the game was draw. I was kind of sure. Bone number one, I didn't know there was a kind of double burn. The end game was kind of dry. Okay, I was a little hoping. Okay, hope you get a draw. Okay, if I miss the threefold repetition here, I don't know whether I'm getting a draw or I don't know how the game is going to go because this guy was in six and a half. If he wins, he might even get a chance for a title. So you don't want to give the chance, right? I'm in a typical scenario. Okay, and I know one thing. If I drew this game, I'm pretty sure I'm at least in the second question. Okay, the second question is 15,000 price and first question 25,000 price. Okay, I didn't even aim for 25 or 15k aim from the beginning. I just aim for 3 or 4k. That was my aim. So okay, just take the draw. I just repeated and just took the draw. Probably I was the first person to take the draw in the top portion. My opponent was really happy. Literally, he told me he was playing this one for the first time. If he actually told me that he was actually playing this variation for the first time, I might even gone for queen takes rook. That would be gone for even more interesting. I thought this guy is completely prepared. Yeah, he was too confident. He was too quick. We both had probably 32 or 33 minutes over the clock. In which the entire game itself 30 plus 30 game. So yeah, and I'm already in preparation. I don't want to go in this step. So after the game ends, I saw after probably 30 or 40 minutes, all the four players from top board and top came out. They told me the game ended draw. So I was completely sure that I'm actually winning the tournament. So this how I actually won my first tournament, which was completely expected. Okay, if you actually see my preparation, my preparation wasn't much. My preparation was actually playing bullet. I reached to 2300 for the first time in the bullet. And what I actually did was I saw a few Daniel Dubois games because his games always impresses me because it's completely different. I always love his game. So I saw a few Daniel Dubois games and that's what I did. I never expected any title, so I just won it. Am I happy? Actually, not that much because I don't remember actually playing a single so highly complicated games. Generally, if you actually see my tournament thing, I might not win any prize, but I do play some kind of highly tactical games. But I don't remember actually playing some kind of highly tactical games. Overall, yeah, I won a huge prize in which this tournament was being entirely sponsored by my friends. So first I need to give them all, not all the money, part of my money, so part of the cash prize. So yeah, I am happy that actually I could yeah, this is one tournament I'm not going to forget for a very long time. Probably I'm not going to forget for a lifetime. So this is how it goes. Yeah. Mm.